You are probably aware that there are earthquakes. Why? Because the continents move around. One can subduct under another one, like the Indian plate subducting under the Asian plate and pushing up the mountain, the Himalaya. So, throughout Earth's history, the plates have moved around after they formed. And when this was pointed out for the first time in the 1920s by Alfred Wegener, people thought he was crazy, but the poor guy was right. And by the time geologists figured out that in fact he was right, he had already passed away. But when the continents move, they also create new bridges, new oceans, new mountains, which means the climate also changes, wind patterns change, rain patterns change, forests change, ocean circulation changes. But since we are always on a sphere, we are always trying to move energy from low latitudes to high latitudes, because there is always surplus in low latitudes and excess at surplus in low latitudes and deficit at high latitudes. So we are still trying to do the same thing, but the patterns will change and so on. And when you have land bridges, let's say like Eurasia was connected to North America at the Bering Strait, where the Russian land stretches eastward, and the Alaska continental US, North America stretches westward. They meet, or there is ice growing between them, and you can have a way to cross over. So when you find old fossils of animals and birds in continents that are now separated from other continents, you wonder how they got there, like Galapagos. How did Galapagos get all those iguanas and so on and so forth? So we have to think about all these. How did monsoon get started? If there was no Himalaya before India started to push into Asia, then obviously there would have been no Himalaya and no monsoon. Now that you have monsoon, what's happening to it, and so on. So how things will change in the future is easier to understand if we know how things have changed in the past. And the farther you go back, the more important it becomes to consider all the processes like the moving of the continents, which happen at a very slow time scale. So these are the fun things we learn in this podcast. Listen, and we'll continue more discussions and send comments, questions as usual, okay?